What's up, everybody? It's me, Bryson Booker, here with another Pro Audio review just for you and you and you and you. And today I'm going to be doing a review on this Electro Voice ND257A microphone. Now, I know what some of you may be saying, like, dude, didn't you do a review on that like 2 years ago? And the answer is yes. Those of you who have been stalking me for that long, I did this review 2 years ago. But here's the thing. Now, I don't like it. And that's why I'm doing it again. And I believe, mics like this deserve a much better review. Plus, in that old review, I didn't give you a sound test. And so you didn't even get to hear how the microphone sounded. You got to hear my crappy laptop microphone, which, was awful and didn't really give you a glimpse of how this mic actually sounded. Well, through the miracle of technology and just some simple, cheap little upgrades I made to my little studio here, okay, I'm able to test this microphone and give you an actual better review on it than I did before. And so what are we waiting for? Let's get right into it. So, like I said, this is the Electro Voice ND257A microphone. Take a look at it. Nice cardioid microphone, dynamic cardioid microphone, so it picks up generally in the front of it and not really on the bottom or not really on the sides that well. So it's a fully cardioid microphone made by Eevee. Now, this microphone came out a while ago, and this model is actually discontinued. This model. Eevee does not make the 257A any longer. This microphone originally came from a church, and they've actually had it for, I don't know how long. I was since maybe the late 80s and 90s they had it. And so that's when this microphone was manufactured. But good news for all you Eevee lovers and lovers of the ND series. Electro Voice did bring the ND series back, and it's actually a little bit better than ever with new models, different vocal mic models. And basically those came as replacements to this guy and some other older ND models. And so the new ND series mics, I haven't heard how they sound. I don't know if they kept the same sonic signature as you hear in this mic, but they are new, and I did read somewhere that you can actually find a replacement handle for this microphone. Here's the story on this microphone. And so as you can see, this slim body right here, originally this was a full body, and so what you did basically is you could either have the microphone in two positions. You could either have more of a firmer grip with that rubber handle, I should say, that would be on the mic, and so you would slip that rubber handle on the microphone, and it would give you more of a robust, and so you could grip the microphone a little bit more and be confident in walking around with it, and it would be a little bit more sturdier than this outer coating. But if you were basically sitting this on a podium, you needed to get it on like a little small stand, you could basically slip the rubber handle right off, and then you would have this. The problem with this slim version of the handle is there's a lot of handling noise with it. So as you can hear, a lot of handling noise, a lot of rattling around, and that's just the microphone itself, guys. It sounds like a maraca when you shake it, and that really shouldn't be. Durability wise, this thing does okay. I gotta say, the grill, the capsule, not the capsule, but the head of the microphone, the grill head, or grill head, whatever you want to call it, is pretty sturdy. It is pretty sturdy, so if you drop it, the grill itself and the casing around it won't get damaged. However, the capsule inside the microphone is pretty fragile. So if you do bang it around like a good old SM58, you know, be careful, because you may end up just breaking it, because the capsule is kind of fragile. I'll show you what the capsule looks like. Take this off. I had to turn my sound off so you wouldn't hear that, annoying screwing around. But, as you can see, that capsule is pretty fragile. So keep that in mind when you get these with this microphone or any other indie microphone. I don't know if they made them sturdier now. Hopefully that they did, rather than this. But this is not really that sturdy. And like I said, it's a lot of handling noise. And that's probably why the rubber grip handle was on this, because if you had the rubber grip handle on here, there wasn't that much noise. There actually wasn't that much noise. It was a little bit more quieter handling noise-wise. So if somebody actually hit the microphone, it wouldn't have a big effect as if somebody hit the microphone without the rubber coating on it, which it does not. It doesn't have the rubber coating. But like I said, this made it easier, so you can get it on different types of stands or a permanent podium stand if you wanted to. The sound of it, obviously you're hearing it right now, and it's really crispy. It's a very crispy microphone, and in some situations that's good, in some situations that's bad. It depends on your situation, and it depends on the sound that you want as an engineer or band member or whoever, performer, presenter, whatever sound that you want. And so, as you can see, this mic is a very crispy microphone. It has a nice top-end crisp there. Not much upper mid content, like around the 2-3K area. So you may have to add a little bit of that. Or if your mixer already has it, maybe take a little away, different things like that to avoid, your feedback problems. But it's pretty crispy. If you don't like all that crisp, you can get rid of it a little bit, like I'm doing now. I'm cutting some of my treble. I'm using a Behringer Xenix 802 mixing console to do this demo. And so I just cut a little bit of my treble down. Or if you a little bit harsh. And so I'm not boosting it no more. I just did a slight shelf boost. But it does get a little bit harsh. My EQ now is set flat, and it's been set flat up until the point of this video, up until the point of this me talking. Another good thing about it is this is a high gain microphone. You don't have to use a buttload of gain on this microphone to get it to cut through a mix. And in some instances, that's a great thing, because if you're worried about your vocals getting buried under those bass drums and bass guitars, this thing will push them right up to the top. I'm telling you, it's a wonder worker, especially if you're doing, real hardcore live shows, with your rock bands and your metal bands. Your vocals with this mic are gonna shoot through the roof, because you don't have to use so much gain on this microphone, and the sonic character of it allows it to cut through those really hardcore mixes. And so if you're doing that, then it's a perfect mic for you. If you want a little bit more of a rounder sound, if you're not really into all this crispiness, then you may try something like an SM58. However, for the purpose that this was used for, which was a house of worship, if your clarity is your thing in houses of worship, which for most people it is, then you'll probably like the sound of this microphone, because it gives you that clarity that you want, and none of that muddiness and other stuff that comes from your low mids that you don't want. It doesn't sound as flat as an SM58, but man, does it do some great work to your vocals. And you still got gain to spare if you needed to push them even more. Just be careful though. The harder you push this, and the frequency response of it, you're most likely going to run into feedback problems, especially with your monitors. So be very careful with this microphone and monitors, because it's great, but don't let the great thing get you in some big trouble, because it will happen with this microphone. It's prone to happen if you push it too hard. So this is what it sounds like. It sounds decent to me. Obviously, I keep referencing the SM58 because I do kind of prefer the sound of the SM58 better. But like I said, for application-wise, I would put this microphone on a lead vocal if I needed my lead vocal to cut through a deep mix. Or if I was searching for a particular sound and, the SM58 wasn't giving me that sound. Let's say I wanted, a crispy Backstreet Boys or NSYNC kind of sound, obviously this microphone is going to give me that sound. I can tell, and I don't even have to do much on my EQ to get the sound. And so it depends on the application that you use this microphone for, where it can perform great or perform just good. It depends on how you use it. But overall, it's a pretty decent microphone from Electro Voice that the series itself they're still making. This model is it's up to you if you want to get it. But it's a decent microphone from Electro Voice. Check it out. It's the ND257A from EV. It's pretty great. Give it a try.